Alright, welcome back everyone, it's Garland here bringing you another Neverwinter video. Today we are going to be talking about week 1 of Portobellos Campaign. It is the Trial of Traps dungeon. We are going to get 4 total dungeons, one every week of the event. And this one is week 1, which is Trial of Traps. This is going to be a tutorial on how to properly do this dungeon. Going to take my group in. Well, first I'm going to take us privately in. So I'm going to take us in here quickly, and this dungeon really should take no more than 3 minutes, 4 minutes maybe if everyone's not level 7 or 70. It does only take level 6 or higher to do this dungeon. So you're going to zone in. There's going to be a cutscene. Unfortunately, you are unable to skip any of the cutscenes, so otherwise this dungeon would take probably about a minute or less to complete. But I am going to show you guys how to properly do the first dungeon. Once we come out of the door, there's going to be a group of trash mobs. They're fairly easy, just take them down. So there we go. And now here's the fun part. I'm actually going to let all my group mates go first. That way that I can clearly show you guys how to do this part. You can't just rush through that if you really want to. If you get hit by the axes, you'll get knocked into the spikes. You will take some damage. So if you don't have enough HP to counteract the damage, then I suggest you doing it properly. So basically you're going to want to look directly at the ground so you can see the axes. And as soon as they go through, you can simply navigate through the axes without any issues. Once you get through the first set, there is trash mobs right here that my teammates have already killed. And you just want to look directly at the ground so you can clearly see the swings of the axes. And my group freaking frayed me right there, so GG for that. Once you get through the axes, there's another group of trash mobs, and you will come to the second phase. You're going to open this door. There's going to be a long hallway. Dice are going to spawn to the left. You want to avoid the dice. Once the dice goes by, there's cubby holes here. You need to go into the cubby holes because you will not make it to the end without the dice hitting you. A lot of low-level people are struggling in this part alone because they think they can just open the door and run all the way to the end. However, you will not have enough stamina to boost all the way to the end without getting hit. Especially the classes that don't have some kind of evade. But there is 2 cubby holes that you can duck into, and there is trash mobs in each one. As you can see, there's no dice coming, and we can safely make it to the end. Then you have some more trash mobs that you need to dispose of. No big deal. And a campfire will spawn. Now the first boss, and this is unfortunately where 90% of the pickup groups are just felling. This boss does have special game mechanics. There are circles on the ground, we like to call them runes, that spawn. The boss has a 100% damage resist buff on her. It will indicate with a green shield that you will be able to see once we engage the boss. You need to drag this spider onto one of those runes to remove her buff. There's a lot of misconceptions about this. A lot of people have their own ideas. None of them are correct. The only way to remove the shield is to draw the spider into one of the runes that is on the ground. So we're going to enter. Whoever gains aggro on the spider, they will clearly move her to one of these circles. And of course there is another cutscene. For whatever reason, Cryptic decided that you aren't allowed to skip these cutscenes. I'm okay with that. I want to take as much lore in as I can of the event. But so there's a circle right there in front of us. You don't have to click it, you don't have to activate it. All you have to do is run over it. As you can see, it'll light up. As you can see on the boss, the green shield, so she does have her buff up. You can see that we cannot do any damage to her while she has that buff up. So we need to drag her into one of these runes, which we're trying to do. I recommend that usually everyone removes their companions, because sometimes the companions will actually take aggro over your tank or something. So you just have to wait for the runes to spawn, and you have to angle her into a rune. So there's a rune right there. There's a rune over there. Kenji's trying his best to get that spider to the said rune, but we're activating the runes too early. This is already taking longer than it should. But anyway, most pickup groups, I would say 90% of pickup groups just want to try to kill her. Here you go. Here's a rune right here. And they moved her right at the wrong second. So yes, this is... Okay, so there we go. So she's now taking full damage. Her shield went down. We hit her with one of the runes. Usually it will be a lot faster than that, but my group was pushing her. Anyway, we'll go through this door. And there's a bunch of traps in here that you need to navigate through. You can run through this, but if you want to do it correctly, all you simply have to do is navigate through the traps. If you do have a trickster rogue in your party, they will be able to disarm the traps, but there is trash mobs also that need disposed of. So like I said, you can simply, oh look, 20% off Walter coupon, but you can just run through this if you want. But if you want to do it the correct way and navigate through the traps, by all means, please do. And my group left me, they're waiting at the boss door, but okay, so I have killed the last trap mob, or trash mobs, and we will come to the end of the dungeon, which is the Beholder. Nothing special about the Beholder, just DPS him down as fast as you can, and that will complete the dungeon. And of course we have another cutscene, because, you know, why not? Like I said, essentially this dungeon should take 4 minutes. However, there are people that are running into problems just because they simply don't know how to do a few of the phases. I don't ask very often, but if you guys want to share this video and tell every single person that you encounter that doesn't know how to properly do this dungeon to maybe watch this video, just so they can learn. I mean, it is only going to last a week until we move on to the next dungeon, but for the duration of that week at least, you know, it does help. Especially random pickup groups, you know, most people just don't know what they're doing and they run in thinking, you know, I just run through this. Well, that's not the case with these trials. But we are going to do one more run just since this is a super fast. Let's see here. You know what, it doesn't even give you a time on how long it actually took you. But I would imagine that was about 4 minutes. So you can pick up your reward. You will get some accreditation, which is for the campaign, which I will show you guys once we do another run. But we're going to zone out and we will do another run. This time I'm going to run through everything, the traps and everything. I showed you how to properly do it. Now we're just going to run through this. Okay, so we're just waiting for General to get out. And once General zones out, we will go again. And he has zoned out. We will switch to private. And it's not letting me queue yet. It says that someone isn't in the den, even though everyone is in the den. And there we go. I believe someone has a long, or Kenji's probably still zoning, General is probably still zoning, so as soon as he zones out, it's going to take us instantly in. And there we go. So we will do another quick run through of the Trial of Traps, which is the first week dungeon of the Portobello campaign. And like I said, this time we're just going to run through this. I'm going to jump over the spikes. I'm going to run down the hallway and show you guys that if the dice does hit you, you are going to take damage. I'm not going to die. I have way too much HP. But for anyone less than level 70, you know, especially those level 6 to level 6 to 50 guys, they don't have as much HP. If they get hit by those dice, it's almost going to one-shot you, if not one-shot you. That's why you guys need to properly do this dungeon. If you're in a pickup group, you're going to make a lot of people angry because they're going to waste time But yeah, so we're gonna run through this. You're gonna get rooted. The spikes literally do 2,000 damage, and you can see I just jumped through there and only got hit once. So it is a viable option if you really want to run through it. You can do the dungeon however you have fun with the dungeon. I'm not here to tell you how to play the game or how to do the dungeon, but if you want to properly do it, I showed you how. So I got hit a few times here, and I might die? I did die! Look at that! How did I die? Those dungeons were dirty. But that just proves, you know, like if even I'm level 70 and I have like 130,000 HP and I still died, so that's why you should properly do the dungeon, guys. I'm actually probably gonna die here too. Well, I did get frayed, so I might make it to the end. Where's the dice? Oh yeah, I'm gonna make it to the end just fine. I'm actually gonna remove my revive sickness here. Let me kill these trash mobs. If it spawns. Okay, it did spawn. Come on. Oh, I still have aggro on something. Where'd this guy come from? Get out of here. Do I still have aggro on something? Why won't this campfire remove my revive sickness? Maybe because there's still things alive? There, okay, so that dice just hit me. And it literally did 26k. I'll show you again here. So if this dice hits you, it hit me for almost 27k. And okay, so this must be a bug, but this campfire does not remove my revive sickness. That's weird. Anyway, I'm not too worried about it. Let's go and kill the spider. Hopefully this time we can get a little faster. Like I said, we were running around trying to get her on the rune and multiple people had aggro on her. You can hit her once and she's not going to crawl to you, unfortunately. And my soul puppet is now going to get aggro on her. So you can clearly see her buff bar right below Drider. See that green shield? That's how you know that you're not going to do any damage to her. And we just hit her with that rune, and now we can do damage to her. Simple as that, guys. There's a lot of people thinking that you can just hit all of the runes, and people think that it's how much damage your teammates take before you can do damage to her. That is not the case. You have to put her in those runes. There's no other way to do it. But anyway, as you can see, we just clearly ran through all the spikes. Kill all those things. Left people alive. I don't even think it matters. I think we just queue for the boss even if those trash mobs are up, which we can. So we'll go in here, slap the beholder again, and then we'll call it a day. So that's going to be video number 1, week number 1 of the Portobello Campaign tutorial. This is Trial of the Traps, and this is how to do it. I still can't believe I died. Oh, it makes me giggle. But yes, so we will destroy this guy and beholder down. Wait for the cutscene and get your chest. I will go over the campaign currency as well here really quickly as soon as I get it. I think I did mention it in the Portobello Campaign overview video that I did, but since we're here. Basically, I believe you can get 100 accreditation a week. There's 4 weeks, you need 400 to max out the campaign. So the chest is here, and you get 4 adventuring accreditation per run. So let's just quickly look at the campaign. As you can see, I'm 70 out of 400. Like I said, I think you can get 100 total a week. It is 4 weeks. Obviously, that's 400 total accreditation to finish the campaign. So that's going to conclude the first video of the series. Like I said, I will make a video tutorial on each dungeon. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, be sure to leave me a comment below. Really appreciate it, guys. Thanks. And we'll see you sometime later this week.